Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Varun Tahin. In the previous session, we have seen grouping and summarization concepts using retail sales data and IPL teams data. Now in this session, we will be going a little ahead. So until now, we have not made any changes or modifications to the data. But in this session, we will use Lambda functions to create new and alter existing columns and use Panda pivot tables as an alternative to df.groupby to summarize the data. So let's first read all the files and create a master data frame. So like before, we have created the master data frame by merging all the other data frames here. Now let's look at Lambda functions and how we can use that using apply. Say that you want to create a new column indicating whether a given order was profitable or not. Okay, so let's say 1 or 0 values. You need to apply a function which returns 1 if the profit is greater than 0 or else 0. So this can easily be done using apply method on a column of a data frame. So let's create that function and use it in apply. So I will say def is positive. Okay, and I will take an integer x here and return x is greater than 0. So this function, what it will do, it will return either true or false depending upon the input, which is x. Now I will create a new column in the master df. So I will say master underscore df and I will create one column naming it is profitable. Okay, and it will have all the boolean values. So master underscore df and I will take profit column here and I will say apply. So this is a function and we can give any function inside it. Okay, so this can be either a lambda function or a user defined function. In our case, it is a user defined function for now. Okay, and then we will say head. So let's check what is the output. Okay, so guys, just look at the profit column here. Okay, which is minus 30.51 and is profitable is false. Okay, now the profit for the second row is 1148.90, which is greater than 0. Thus the profit is true. And likewise you can check for other values here. Okay, the other one is negative, positive and negative. So false, true and false. This same thing can be done in just one line of code using lambda functions, guys. Okay, so let me just copy this. Okay, and as we all know how lambda is written, so we'll say lambda x colon x is greater than 0, where x is the input part and x is greater than 0 is the output we want to show. Okay, so in this case it will return true or false, and then again we will print the master df.head just to see if the output is same. So you will notice here that output of both will be the same. So guys, here you must have observed that I have used lambda instead of using this function. So the reason is that this is quite simple and this does not require the creation of a new function right now. So that is the reason of using this lambda here, which can be done in a single line of code and does not require a function creation itself. Now let's look at one problem at hand where we have to use the new column to compare the percentage of profitable orders across the groups. So by profitable groups, I mean customer segments. Okay, so in other words, we have to compare the customer segment and check its profitable field's mean value to derive percentage of profits in each customer segments. Okay, so let's check how to do that. Now I will just use this master DF and create a series name by segment. Okay, and I will do a group by query here on the customer segment. And then I will just check is profitable field and derive its mean. So by this we will get all the customer segments is profitable fields percentage, so as to compare with one another. So here you can see the most profitable segment is consumer and the least profitable segment is corporate. Now let's say that we want to compare the percentage of profitable orders across product categories. Okay, so for this we just need to change the group by and change it to product categories. Okay, and we will name it as by categories. Okay, so here you will observe that in furniture 46% orders are profitable compared to 57% in technology. Now we sometimes need to create the new columns using existing columns also. For an instance, say we want to check the profit per quantity. So we would need to create a separate column for this. So let me create a separate column and name it as profit per quantity. Okay, now I will just take two columns, which is profit and divided by the column named as order quantity. Okay, in the master DF. Now let me print its head. So just look at these two columns, which are profit and order quantity. So you will see that profit divided by order quantity is the value which got created as a separate column. So let's move on to pivot tables now. We can also use Pandas pivot table as it is an alternative to group by functions we have seen earlier. And they also provide Excel-like functionalities to create aggregate tables. So the general syntax of pivot table is like this, where data is the data frame, values contains the column to aggregate, index is rows in the pivot table, columns contains the columns you want in the pivot table, and aggfunc is the aggregation function which we want to apply. So to check the syntax of pivot table, we can always refer to help. So what we'll do is pd dot data frame dot pivot underscore table. So it will give us the proper syntax along with what all options we can give in this pivot table. Now let's look at some of the examples where we can use pivot tables. So let's say that if we want to compare average sales across customer segments and we want to use pivot table, how we will do that? So I will take master underscore df and say dot pivot underscore table. So guys, remember there is a values argument which says containing the column to aggregate, and so we will be taking sales here because we have to compare it across the average sales, and then we'll say index equals to customer underscore segment because this is the row in the pivot table. Okay, and then he will say agfunc, and this will have the aggregation function which we are taking as mean because this is average. So average is synonym to mean. So when we do this, you will see it will be comparing the average sales across customer segments. So it will take all the sales, index on the customer segment, and then return us the sales means of those segments. Now let's look at one more example where we have to compare total number of profitable orders across the regions. Okay, so we'll again take this pivot table, and then on values we will say is profitable because we have already kind of derived that, so we can use it. Okay, and then we will do an index, that is group by. So guys, remember, whatever group by function takes, index does the same here. Okay, so it will be grouping on the region here, and then we will specify agfunc as the argument which will take the sum. So guys, note that here, since is profitable is 1 and 0 values, we can directly compute the sum and we will get the answer. Okay, so let's compute this. So here you will see it will print the total profitable orders across the regions. Okay, so the maximum profit is incurred by West region followed by Ontario. Now we'll see grouping by both rows and columns. Okay, so let's compare the total profit across both product categories and customer segments. So since there are two categorical variables now guys, we will use both rows, which is index, and columns as arguments. So this way we can subcategorize just like an Excel sheet. Okay, so now I will take masterdf and do pivot underscore table, and then specify in values equals to profit. Okay, and then I will specify index equals to product underscore categories. Okay, and in the columns I will specify customer underscore segment. Okay, there is one thing to note here guys, that these are interchangeable. So as you want the result to be printed, you can either change this customer segment in the index position or you can do it either ways. Okay, and then we will provide agfunc equals to sum. Okay, so you will see here that it will be printed just like a pivot table subcategories, both having rows and columns as the group bys. Now one thing to note here is we don't necessarily need to specify all the 4 arguments here, since pivot table has some smart defaults also. So for an instance, if we just provide columns, it will compute the means of all the numeric columns across each column. Okay, so we have this problem at hand where we need to compute the mean of all numeric columns across categories. Okay, so for this purpose I will just use masterdf.pivot table and specify only the column here. Okay, as product underscore category. Okay, so you will see here that this will compute for all the rest of the numeric columns here. So you can notice here that means of order IDs are also computed, but those are meaningless, so you can avoid using them or you can simply ignore them. So this brings us to the end of today's session on pandas guys. So just to make you guys comfortable on pandas, I have some sample questions uploaded on my GitHub repository. So you can click on this link and go to my repository and just see this python questions.ipynb, and download it. So you can download it offline. So this contains a small data from IPL team which we have worked earlier also. So this might be simpler for you. Please let me know in the comment section if you guys have any doubts solving them or have any questions related to topics taught. I will surely respond to them and make these sessions more simpler. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet and you are an enthusiast on data science, it is highly recommended for you to please hit on the bell icon and subscribe so that I could bring more awesome content online. Remember, this is the one-stop channel you can rely for anything related to data science. Please stay safe at your home and take care of your loved ones. We will meet soon for our next session on EDA. Until then, thank you and take care.